Previously on Adequately Advanced Magic.
The clay statue of Professor O'Malley lurches towards the three of you.
I use my action to look through the shelf.
You rummage through the shelf and you find a little jewelry box.
Oh, I want to give, because there's 3 rings, so I want to give 1 ring to each of my 2 friends.
In the back part of the room, you see that there is a pedestal, and on top of it sits a very shiny French press, and the 3 of you recognize it as a genie. If you destroy the French press, I'll tell you guys anything you want to know.
Is this right? And I just throw it on the ground.
Sam stands up and heads over to a nearby window. He's pointing at the Rodriguez's house. The being in that house is the one responsible for your friend's death. And then he disappears. Deborah, as you hoist Celeste over your shoulder, you feel a peculiar compulsion.
Uh-oh.
A voice in your head tells you to stab Vivian and Kia.
Welcome to Falcon's Reach, a city in which magic is technology. You're listening to Adequately Advanced Magic. A storm brews over the evening sky above Amsteria Lane. We see the various denizens of the street return home. A levitating bus drops off Zog and Glob, and many of the 9-to-5 workers return home, including Kai. In the far distance, we see a couple of police officers chase after an incredibly stereotypical robber illusion. Just unleashing gunfire.
He's coming right for us.
Stop resisting.
It's like running away.
We see a shot of the Rodriguez's house. Robotically, Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez walk out of the front door. As the storm intensifies, they sit down on a porch swing in front of their house. Standing behind in the doorway, we see another figure, cloaked in shadow. We cut to the 3 of you. We see Kia and Vivian about to head out from Professor O'Malley's secret attic. Secret, definitely not a BDSM chamber attic. Followed by Deborah. In slow motion, we get a close-up of Deborah's hand, which is currently holding a knife, pointed downwards, the tip of which is just a short distance away from Kia's neck. Just as you're about to make contact, the ring on your finger glows brightly, and Deborah, you snap to your senses. Kia and Vivian, the 2 of you turn around and see that Deborah was almost about to murderate the 2 of you.
So this is awkward.
What the hell were you thinking?
That's the problem, girls. I wasn't thinking. I just was suddenly overwhelmed with a compulsion to plunge a dagger into your necks, and can I just be the first to say that that's not me?
But what the hell, Deborah? I thought we'd been through a lot.
Oh, trust me, we have Kia, and, I wish I could explain what just happened, but all I can really say is, I'm sorry. And I know that our friendship is strong enough that you 2 will forgive me, right? As I put the dagger away.
Apology accepted. I know there's some strange things going on in this neighborhood right now. Do you remember anything that, made you want to take out that dagger and murder 2 of your dearest friends? Any voices, any images?
Well, first of all, I congratulate you on your very calm and reasonable response to this situation.
Well, I mean, if I were to...
You got over this pretty quick.
I mean, if this just proves that my Charlotte is innocent. I mean, I can't believe that she's a cold-blooded murderer. I have to believe that something compelled her. And now we just have further evidence that you are also being compelled.
Yes, that's what I've tried telling people. I mean, yes, so what happened was, we destroyed the French press, and we were walking out, and then I felt a strange presence overtake my mind, and when I came to, I was holding this dagger to Kia's soft, supple, stabbable neck, and, the two of you can pick up from there, I think.
So I don't know, Deborah, but I'm just wanted to say that I'm sensing some very negative energy coming from you right now. I mean, it's all this tarot nonsense that you and Nova are into. What were you thinking?
Okay, well, I wouldn't say I'm into the same tarot stuff that Nova's into. Don't lump me in with her, God rest her soul. I told you I was sitting here, we were heading out, and then I felt something strange enter my brain and a weird compulsion that I needed to protect Zog and Glob, and the next thing I know, I'm standing there holding this knife above you. Kia, you know me. You know I would never hurt a fly. Joey.
As the three of you have this discussion, you see that the rings on your fingers that you obtained earlier, all of them are faintly glowing.
Look, fine, whatever, just keep in front of me and be careful. Swear to God, everyone in my life is just so weak. Kia whispers or mumbles to herself.
Gazootite. Yeah, I look at the friendship ring. Or these are friendship rings, right?
Sure, yes.
I have +1 friendship rings in bold on my notes, so that's yes.
What color are they glowing?
Let's give everybody a different color. What color do you want?
I want a soft pink, like a pink pearl.
Kia's gonna have a vibrant, glowing red, almost as if the color of anger is emanating from the ring itself.
All right, well, red was my first choice. Now I need to think of a new one real quick. We will say, if we're going by magic colors, we'll say black.
It's glowing black.
Okay, wait. All right, fine, we'll go with
Dark
blue.
miasma of friendship pours off of the ring.
It actually sucks out the light.
All right, fine. It's glowing a nice blue, calming blue color, because I am calm and in control right now.
As you take a closer look, you see written on the ring is some text.
Let's say one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them.
It actually says, Ring of Mind Shielding. TM.
Wow, it's a good thing that we had these rings. I mean, I kind of wish it activated a little sooner than it did so that we wouldn't be in this awkward situation, but I'm glad that things would have been bad if these had... See, Kia? You see? These are glowing because they're shielding our mind, which proves that my mind was under some sort of external influence.
Yes, it certainly would have been much more awkward if one of us would have been stabbed, so...
Oh my god, can you imagine?
Right, I guess. I mean, I see that some people need to rely on crutches because they haven't yet mastered mind over matter, but if you came to one of my classes, Deborah, I think you'd have a much stronger ability to resist this kind of nonsense.
Well, I'm free next Thursday. Or do you have a class next Thursday?
I will make one special just for you, Deb.
Okay, well, I'll have to figure out who's going to sit. Zog and Glob, I only really trust the two of you, so... this puts me in an awkward bind. I'm gonna meditate on this for the next 10 minutes or so.
Who is carrying Professor O'Malley?
I feel like it's probably not me because I was about to stab somebody.
Probably not.
I think it was kind of me. I think it might have been me because I felt bad for him.
That's right. I might have been advocating for killing him.
You're trying to stab the wrong person, Deb.
Vivian, you've been holding on to Professor O'Malley this entire time, sort of just like by the scruff of his collar. You notice something's a little bit off and wet.
Wait.
Wet like blood, like sweat.
As you look downwards, you see that he has just this faraway look in his eyes, and he's drooling now.
I take my hand and I notice that drool has leaked all over it and go, oh God. And then I kind of look down, O'Malley, Professor, kind of snap in his face.
There's no response.
Deborah's trying to remember if he's always like this or not.
Up until a couple minutes ago, he was crying his eyes out.
Look, I think we just leave the professor here. I mean, what good does he do anyone anymore?
Well, he's certainly evidence. I mean, we did have that whole hullabaloo with the police.
What hullabaloo with the police? I wasn't here the whole time.
Oh, right. That was me. I was completely in control of the situation. I may have just needed to compel someone to stand still outside for me to come back inside, but I'm sure that it'll all blow over quite smoothly. But anyway, I think we should just bring him outside.
All right, Vivian, I cannot go to jail. Who's going to take care of Zog and Glob, the two most perfect angels in the world?
No one's going to jail. We haven't done anything.
Okay, but if we go to jail because of, something reckless that you did, I'm going to hold it against you, friend. I pat her on the back.
Remember our rings. I mean, these are friendship rings. I don't deal well with thinly veiled threats, but I kind of just truss up O'Malley and throw him over my shoulder, using my orcish strength.
You also have like a tied up. I guess is she still tied up?
Oh, there was the Celeste.
Yeah.
I throw Celeste on my other shoulder.
Vivian, as you sort of truss up O'Malley, Celeste is still unconscious nearby.
To wake up Celeste, I rub my fingers over one of my pearls, releasing some pink pearl-colored dust, and I put my hand over Celeste's eyes to try to wake her up.
Yeah. You cast your Magitech spell, and a gentle green glow surrounds Celeste. Her eyes slowly open, but remain unfocused. And she too also sort of just starts drooling everywhere.
I hate to say it, Deb and Viv, but it does appear as though there may be something afoot here.
Deborah actually checks her chin to see if there's any drool there from when she was possessed briefly.
There's like a drop.
Deb quickly wipes it off and is like, ladies, I think maybe the three of us were lucky, but I think these two, since they didn't have any sort of protection, they might be under the influence of this fiend or whatever that's causing trouble in our neighborhood. Do we need to put them down?
I guess the only thing we can do is just take them outside. Maybe there's someone with greater healing powers than we currently have that can bring them back to their senses.
Well, you see, they might be dangerous. I mean, the only reason that I didn't go through with any fiendish plans was because of this ring, but these two have no such recourse. I don't know if it's safe to let them just take them out of here.
Well, I say we bring them to the police. They serve as evidence.
So they can murder everybody in the police station? Vivian, we don't know what we're dealing with here. They might come to my house. They might get my beautiful children.
What about my child? My child is currently in jail right now for a crime that she didn't commit.
Yeah, so you want to take these potential murderers to where Shar is?
I want to take them there so that the police can understand that people are being compelled to do things against their will. Kia, what do you think?
I mean, I think for now it's probably best, Viv, if we just leave them here. We don't know what's happening in the rest of the town, and some people just don't have as much of a mastery of their feelings, their thoughts and emotions, and sometimes they can do crazy things. So I think we need to look out for ourselves first so that we can help Charlotte later.
Should we tie them up or something?
Can we just lock them in different rooms of this house?
Well, I don't want to have to come back here and, like, feed them or something. Seems like a lot of work.
I mean, just for a little while. Just until we get a better sense of what's going on out there.
Do you have any place in your, like, in your studio or something, Kia, where, you know, maybe like an extra room or something where we could put them?
I do, but that's far from here.
That's true. We might look a little suspicious if we're just carrying 2 limp bodies around the cul-de-sac.
I again say just put them in different rooms for now, and let's just go take a look around outside, see how widespread this is.
All right. I was just worried about getting back here later if we needed to. All right, let's do it.
Kia goes and picks up Celeste and goes and tries to find like a bedroom somewhere to toss her in.
Yeah, there is a bedroom and a study. I guess the 3 of you leave the secret non-BDSM attic.
Ish. Should we yada yada putting them in different rooms, or should we?
Yeah, we can just yada yada it.
All right.
We can say that you dump Celeste. You just chuck Celeste into the bedroom.
Kia would literally throw her at the bed. So.
Yeah, and then you just dump O'Malley in the restroom or something.
They'll be fine, probably.
Well, let's go take a look outside. I mean, we're right across the way from Captain Harper's place. If we go check on her real quick, that at least give us an idea of whether what's happening is confined to this house or whether it's the whole neighborhood.
Vivian is annoyed, and she starts kind of fingering the pixie dust that she has in a vial in her pantsuit pocket. She does not like how this decision went down.
Deborah's like, we did a good thing here. Mission accomplished.
All right, what are you guys doing?
We're gonna go check on the rest of the neighborhood. We're gonna leave this house.
As the 3 of you head towards the front door of Professor O'Malley's house, you see outside through the window that a storm is brewing, and it's already started to rain.
Nothing wrong with a bit of cloudy weather, girls. Just have to buck up and head into it.
Oh, this actually is good for my chrysanthemums. You know, we've been in a bit of a drought lately, and they really need a little bit of water to fully bloom, so I'm quite pleased about this.
The 3 of you step outside, and as you do, a gust of wind just blasts the 3 of you in the face.
Ooh.
I don't remember it being like this when we were here earlier. Seems like something's really picked up.
Is this one of those hurricanes I've heard so much about?
Does Falcon's Reach regularly get hurricanes? Not
Do
being
we
on
get
a coast.
global warming?
That I've heard nothing about.
Tornado. We can go with tornado. As the 3 of you are hit by the rain and wind, you notice that there's something off about the street. Almost as if frozen in time, you see ahead of you Lady Kensington on the sidewalk. Despite being pelted by the rain, you see that she also has a faraway look in her eyes, and that she too is also sort of slightly drooling amidst the raindrops.
Vivian goes over and kind of snaps her fingers in her face. Upon seeing that she doesn't move, she kind of calls back to the girls and says, "It seems like it's affecting everyone in town."
Oh no, my beautiful babies! Where are they?
I told you, Vivian. Everyone in this neighborhood is just so weak and pathetic. Kia is getting increasingly angry and agitated.
Deb is going to, start running towards where Zog and Glob presumably would be.
Deborah, you run off to your home, followed by Vivian. Kia, what do you do?
Kia just sort of looks around frustrated and is like, well, I guess I'll head home for a bit too. I would go to my own home, I think. They seem to be going off and I'm just frustrated with everyone.
Okay. Deborah and Vivian, the 2 of you head over to Deborah's house. Meanwhile, Kia, you head home.
Angrily power walking the entire way.
Angry power walk.
We cut over to Deborah and Vivian. Well, okay. What are you doing?
Deb opens the front door very carefully, wipes her feet off at the front entrance on the front doormat, and then is frantically like, Zog, Glob, are you here? She's looking around for them.
And Vivian, you're just following behind?
Yeah, correct.
The 2 of you enter the living room
As you're frantically searching for your children, Deborah, the front door shuts,
Uh-oh.
revealing Zog and Glob to have been standing behind the doorway.
That's just
Evil
like them.
twins. Imagining The Shining.
How old are they again?
Let me go ahead and look up what I wrote. Zog and Glob are middle school age, roughly, is what I wrote. So I guess like early teens or something like that.
Simultaneously, the two children say, "Hey, Mom."
I whip around and I run up and get at their feet. And I'm like, Zog, Glob, are you okay?
As you head over to them, you realize that the two of them are carrying one hand each on this photograph of Rex Badbog, their dad and your deceased husband.
Oops.
Simultaneously, again, they say, "Where's Dad?"
Well, I told you, my darlings, that, Dad had an accident. He fell and he's no longer with us.
Did he really fall?
Yes. And he's no longer with I told you asking questions about Daddy's quite painful for me, but I'm telling you the truth. As she crosses two fingers behind her back.
Okay, go ahead and roll a deception check.
I feel like she's had to roll a few of
children.
these when talking with them before, which is why I gave her a high deception score. Oh, okay, well, that's a 4 + 9, so that's 13. By the way, do they look like the other people we've seen, or do they look like normal?
First, let's have Vivian. What is your knowledge of Deborah's ongoings / business?
Deborah's an upstanding member of the community,
AKA, did she murder her husband? Or
Yes.
do I think Deborah, Vivian knows it? I would say no. I would say she doesn't know.
Okay. Go ahead and do an insight check.
12.
You are thoroughly convinced that Deborah is innocent.
I wouldn't say thoroughly, but
Vivian, you're sort of like, yeah, people fall down the stairs all the time and die from stab wounds, but
I've covered many a story about such a thing.
yeah,
Ladders in this day and age.
it's weird how many people fall on top of knives.
meanwhile, Deborah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, that's a nat 20. So that'll be 26. Using the big rolls on this. My kids are like, "Yes, Mom."
You take a look at your two children. Their eyes are a little bit unfocused, but they are not drooling.
So are they half possessed?
Simultaneously, they walk up towards you. Simultaneously, they say, "Mommy, it's okay. We know you're a murderer."
Ooh.
Zog and Glob, I told you not to use language or words like that in this house. What do you have to say for yourselves?
We know you killed our dad.
I did no such thing to Rex. You both know I loved your dad very much.
They start to begin to bare their fangs at you.
Ooh.
Well,
You're a terrible mom. And a murderer.
Deb starts sobbing. No, everything I do for the two of you. You know I love you two more than anything in the world, and I promise I won't let anything bad happen to you. Sob. Your dad just, he, every so often he would have a bad night, and one night he tried to hurt the two of you, and I don't know what happened, but he's not with us anymore. And I put my hands on their shoulders and I say, please trust me. I just want what's best for the two of you. I try to pull them into a hug.
You pull the two of them into a hug. In each of your ears, Zog is on the right, and you sort of have Zog over your right shoulder and Glob over your left shoulder, and each of them whispers into your ear, respective ear. They say, "It's okay, Mommy. You can be with Daddy forever."
Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
And then you feel a sharp pain in each of your shoulder blades.
No, I need those. What have they done to me?
Vivian, from your position, you see 2 knives having been plunged into Deborah's back. And then we're going to cut over to Kia.
Ooh,
It's very dramatic.
Uh-huh.
Kia, what are you doing?
Kia is power walking back to her house from Professor O'Malley's place and just cutting a swath through the rain. Laser focused ahead, getting angrier every moment. She's muttering to herself every time she sees someone who's just out of it in their yard or on the street or something. It just confirms for her that everyone in this neighborhood and really everyone in the city and in her entire life is just weak and pathetic, and only she has the strength to actually persevere through.
Normal stuff like that.
Yeah, and you arrive on your front porch.
Angrily throw open the door and stride inside.
Soaking wet, you enter your house. Sitting behind the kitchen counter, you see Kai. What does he look like, actually? Have we ever gotten to describe him?
Guy?
Just like the weakest piece of shit fucking beta cuck.
Beta cook, yeah.
I believe he is also an orc. He's probably, he's a smaller orc. Bit of a nerd orc.
Kia, you enter the foyer of your house, and farther down the hall, you see Kai sitting at the kitchen counter, nursing a glass of whiskey.
Kai, I'm not surprised to see you here, just wasting your evening drinking as normal. But at least you seem to be, sort of in control of yourself. Kai? She kind of stares at him intently, waiting some sort of response.
Kai responds, "Yes, my dear."
I mean, have you, seen anything unusual? I've been walking around town, the weather has gone completely to shit. Even though you told me that this neighborhood was going to be nice. And to top it all off, half the town is in some sort of comatose state, just wandering around drooling themselves.
That doesn't really seem like it should be our problem.
I mean, I guess you have a point there. That's probably the smartest thing I've heard you say in a while.
Let's just go. Let's leave.
Leave where?
Here.
Leave Amassyria Lane? Leave Falcon's Reach? Where do you want to go?
Let's move somewhere else. Somewhere where it's hot and sunny and where you're less angry. You obviously don't like it here.
I mean, of course I like it here, Kai. Falcon's Reach is my home. I've got this great business. I don't have to depend on you as much anymore.
Okay, who do you think is the one keeping your yoga studio afloat?
Obviously me. I've convinced half the women in this shitty neighborhood to come.
Who would want a yoga teacher who's raging as she gives her classes?
I empower people. I give them the strength to take control over their own lives and not be dictated to by whatever petty child or husband they have waiting for them at home.
The only one being dictated is you, by your anger.
Look, Kai, I can't even deal with you right now. You're sounding more ridiculous than usual. You've had too much to drink. I need to go see my friends.
Kai says, No, you're not.
No, I'm not what? You're gonna tell me where to go now, you useless, spineless, pathetic creature?
Spineless? You wouldn't even be here if it weren't for me.
Oh, you're gonna bring that up? You found me at a dark time, but I was young. And everything I've done since then, I've built on my own accord. And look at you. You're nothing. Whiling away your days for some corporate shill, coming home, getting drunk. You don't control your home. You don't control your wife. You don't control anything.
Kai pulls out something from his pocket. And it's a couple of sheets of paper. And he slides it over to you.
Kia angrily snatches up the papers from the table.
The first couple of papers is a ledger with the names of various people that you, Kia, recognize as your students for the yoga studio. And it becomes apparent to you that Kai has been paying people to attend your classes.
Ooh.
As you continue to thumb through the papers, the next set are divorce papers,
Ooh.
backdated by several months.
Like finalized papers?
As in, he's been holding on to these for
For a while.
some time. He gets up and puts his jacket on.
Oh, so this is how it's gonna be, Kai? You're just confirming everything I said. You're spineless, and you're just gonna run away.
He puts his jacket on, opens the front door to reveal the cutting rain, and he says, "Good luck, Kia." He puts his hat on and steps outside.
Kia's hands clench up into fists. She yells some unutterable Orcish curse after him and grabs the nearest thing she can throw at the door.
As he shuts the door, whatever you threw against it shatters. And go ahead and do a charisma saving throw.
That is a 15.
Your resolve and your mind weaken a little bit.
Kia is kind of looking around her house now, looking at the papers. She grabs another chair or something else within easy reach and just slams it down the ground. Does that to a few additional objects nearby because that felt pretty good. And then, winded a bit, just stops and becomes very introspective.
And then we cut to Deborah and Vivian.
We cut back to
Some deep cuts. Deborah, you take 18 damage.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Hold on.
That's right, I got stabbed.
Meanwhile, hold on.
Vivian says, Deb!
Zog, Glob, what's going on? And I collapse to the ground.
Wait, really?
Well, no, I'm not. No, but I.
Okay.
It was more of a flavor thing. No, I'm fine in terms of health, but I'm.
They say, "Mommy, we learned from you."
No, that's impossible. I've done what I can to shield you from. I mean, Zog, Glob, what's gotten into the two of you? I've never well. That's no way to talk to your mother. You clearly aren't acting yourselves. I know you would never harm me.
Zog and Glob approach menacingly with 2 kitchen knives each. Well, no, one kitchen knife each.
Whoa. Dual wielding.
They're dual wielding.
Yeah.
These kids are both rogues. Just in case
Yeah.
you have a question.
Mommy, we learned from you.
I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. Okay. Vivian, we need to do something. Can you help me maybe restrain them? These kids, I think they've been watching too much violent TV and playing too many video games.
Can I try casting Dispel Magic on the kids?
Yeah, so Dispel Magic is choose one creature.
Okay. I'll try casting it on Zog. I say to Deb, I don't think they're themselves. Let me try something.
Deborah's just beside herself.
Yeah, then I clutch my pearls, releasing dust, and I cast Dispel Magic on Zog.
Yep. Go ahead and roll a ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Okay, my charisma check alone was 17, and then my proficiency is +4, so 21.
Yeah. Zog drops the knife, stares into the distance, and begins drooling.
What did you do to Zog?
I think they're being compelled by the same force that was overruled over Professor O'Malley and poor Celeste.
I'm going to kill them. They won't hurt my babies.
Glob turns his
That's
There.
a great question. I do not remember.
They, them.
I don't remember which one. All right, wait, hold on. Zog is the boy and Glob is the girl. I've just given them their own pronouns.
Okay. So Glob is the girl, right?
Yes.
Okay. just confirming.
Yes.
Glob turns her attention towards Vivian and runs at you with her knife, her very sharp kitchen knife that is very well maintained by Deborah.
It's like weirdly well maintained.
She's gonna roll an attack roll, rolling in 17.
My armor class is 16.
Glob runs at you and stabs you, giving you dealing 3 damage.
No, I've taught them better. I mean, Deb is just like beside herself, like, I didn't have a choice, okay? He was going to kill the two of you. And just like sobbing. I did what had to be done. Deborah starts raging. She feels that all she can see is blood towards this being that is clearly controlling her beautiful, sweet, innocent, can do no wrong children. And with that strength, she stands up and she says, for the remainder of the evening, both of you are grounded. And because Zog is kind of Zog is zonked right now, she's going to attempt to basically like wrap her arms around Zog and carry her upstairs.
You mean Glob?
Glob. Yes, yes. I'm a good parent.
Don't ever mix my twins up. It definitely never happens.
Deborah's going to try to restrain Glob and carry her upstairs to her room.
So you're gonna grapple her?
Basically, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah.
Go ahead and do your roll.
It has to be athletics for me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They roll a 10.
That is a 12, so I barely do it.
Yeah. You grapple her.
All right. Vivian, can you grab Zog and bring him up to his bedroom? It's up in the hallway, the second door on the right. I'm going to bring Glob to her room, and I think we should just ground them in there until we sort out what's going on.
Vivian picks up the drooling child and puts them over her shoulder.
On the way upstairs, Deborah grabs some celery sticks from the kitchen and brings them with her so that they have some food.
All right, you're gonna put them in the same room?
No, I'm putting them in different rooms.
Okay.
They each have a bedroom. I thought this through. I don't need one killing the other.
All right. As you head up to their bedrooms, Glob is just flailing around, knife still in hand.
Well, I probably should have done something about that. All right, as we're going up, I attempt to wrestle the knife out of Glob's hand.
You grab Glob's knife, also known as your knife.
I don't remember teaching them how to wield knives, but I am a little bit proud of them.
And you chuck each of them into their respective bedrooms.
Yes, and I give them each a few celery sticks so that they get their nutrition. And then I lock the doors
Yeah.
to their rooms.
Vivian, what are you doing?
Vivian just follows along and
Completely not. This is just a regular day in the
It's fine.
in Deborah's household.
yeah, and Vivian lets Deborah do her thing, and then she says, Deborah, whatever's happening, it seems like it's happening to everyone all over town.
Yes, I just need a moment.
We need to find Kia. We don't know what's happening to her.
I swore the day that Rex departed this world, I would never let them find out what happened and... Sorry, what? Right, Kia. She's probably in danger.
Well, what did happen to Rex? You know you can always tell me. We all have our secrets. We all have our sins.
Well, I mean... Rex, he was there for me in a dark time in my life, but... And I'll always thank him for that, but... Over time, he just fell into darkness, and one day he threatened the kids, and I don't like to think about it too much, but let's just say Rex wasn't with us after that. But if you tell anybody, let's just say that things won't end up well for you.
Wow.
Vivian grabs Deborah's hands and says, it sounds like you were in a really dark time, and I'm so happy that you've made it out into the light. You know I'm always here for you. We all have secrets that we hide in this neighborhood. I'm just so happy that you and Zog and Glob, you've made your own life here.
Well, hopefully we can continue to do so. I really appreciate it, Viv. And I wipe tears from Deb's eyes, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fucking kill the Rodriguezes.
There's like a jump scare here where Glob suddenly starts banging on the door, the locked door.
It's super
and starts screaming.
It's so scary. We all jump.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Vivian says, he's certainly energetic, isn't he?
She.
All right, cut that.
Thanks, Mitchell.
I'm sorry. I gave them I gave them dumb orc names. I apologize.
No, it was funny.
Glob, Mommy just had those doors painted. Please don't chip the paint.
I would say they hold hands and walk out into the rain.
The friendship rings glow very brightly.
The two of you head out, and as you do, Vivian, you feel a little bit weird.
It's cool.
Weird how?
Go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw.
19.
You have an itch. A certain kind of itch that you've sort of grown accustomed to. As you check yourself, you notice that last vial of pixie dust that you were holding onto in the commotion with Zog and Glob is broken.
Yeah, I feel that itch within me, and then I reach into the pocket of my pantsuit, hoping to kind of reassure myself and finger the vial, only to realize that it's cracked and empty. And I gasp.
You all right there, Viv?
Quite all right. I'm just feeling a little warm.
Oh, we should take you to the urgent clinic. We should take you to...
Oh, I think there's much more urgent matters to attend to.
The urgent cleric.
Yeah, the urgent cleric.
Oh my god!
Hey.
That's so
TM,
funny.
TM.
TM.
Yeah. Well, we'll need to take you to the urgent cleric once this is all over.
I'm quite all right. I can handle myself.
All right, let's go find Kia and take care of this. Deborah unsheathes her special dagger, ready for business.
Deborah, go ahead and do a wisdom saving throw.
How close am I to Vivian?
You guys are holding hands, so...
All right.
Quite close.
All right. I get some sort of bonus from Vivian, I know. I
think it's a plus 3.
You get a +3.
All right, for your charisma. All right, that might have helped. Let's see. So I'll be 19.
Your mind races. You think about the past, the present, and future. You hyperventilate a little bit, considering the murder of your former husband.
I like to think of it as self-defense, but continue.
And the current state of your children. As you're freaking out, Vivian holds your hand.
No. Oh God, maybe I'm a terrible mother. They'll never forgive me. What's gonna happen to my family? Oh God.
You did what you had to do. We all had those moments.
But what if I made the wrong decision?
You're their mother. Every decision that you made has been for their benefit.
Yes. I suppose you're right. Thank you, Vivian. And I give Vivian a hug.
Vivian hugs back.
Friendship.
Friendship!
Friendship.
Wing!
Yay.
Nothing bad happens to you.
Yay!
Yay.
Where are you guys headed?
I mean, from my perspective, we would head towards Kia's place, just assuming that that's where she is.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anywhere else she would be.
We cut back to Kia.
You see a lot more destroyed furniture than there was in the last scene. And Kia is now seated at the counter and has taken up the bottle of whiskey that Kai was drinking and is just broodingly sipping from one of the few non-shattered glasses that she was able to find.
Outside of Kia's house, Vivian and Deborah, the two of you, arrive.
I knew that I knew that weak son of a bitch would come back.
That weasel.
Kia gets up and goes to the door, expecting to engage in another round of insults and acrimony with her husband, and opens it to find her friends.
It's a good word.
Deborah's just kind of like sobbing and also like covered in blood.
Kia's also a bit tipsy.
Vivian is sweating in her pantsuit.
It's also raining too, so.
I forgot she wore a pantsuit.
Oh yeah, we're both just like streaked with rain. Our mascara is just like in the corners of our eyes.
The like copious amount of mascara that Deborah is wearing.
Deborah is actively crying. I am just wet.
It's just, and the kids, Zog and Glob, and they stabbed me, and that's whatever, and they call me a murderer, I don't even...
Kia just takes all this in for a moment.
Kia, do you have anything to drink?
Viv? Sure, come in. There's plenty to go around.
I looked up pantsuits right now, just so I can get a good visual of...
Yeah, I think Hillary Clinton.
All right.
Kia invites Vivian and Deborah out of the rain into her house.
Thanks, Kia. It's been a rough half hour, or however long it's been. I explain what happened.
So, I mean, I guess it does seem like there's something just affecting the whole town. I saw dozens of people, like, just wandering around, aimless and lost, on my way back here. Even Kai, Kia trails off, and he was acting unusual.
Is Kai okay? I don't see him here now.
Well, whatever the case, he doesn't matter. We need to figure out what's going on.
Alright. But Kia, you could always talk to us if there's anything you wanna, get off your chest, or we're always here for you. And I hold up the friendship ring.
The friendship ring of mind shielding.
Yeah.
The most important friendship ring of all.
I crayoned in the word friendship in front of the word ring of mind shielding.
Sharpied.
Yeah.
Kia, in a somewhat more chastened than usual voice, says, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Deb, but Kai and I are going through some things right now, but what really matters is figuring out what's going on and trying to get Charlotte out of all this mess. Right, Vivian?
Well, of course. I mean, it doesn't just seem like only Charlotte is the only one affected. I mean, Zog and Glob, they were both out of their minds. They attacked us.
Right. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that things are going on between you and Kai, but we're always here. Do you have any more of that, by the way? And she points at the glass of whatever Kia is drinking.
I mean, I assume that Kai, he was always drinking this stuff. Kia rummages around and eventually finds another bottle.
All right. I'm sorry. I don't normally do this, but it's just been it's been a rough half hour or so. And Deborah takes a good swig of whatever it is, that the whiskey that Kia hands to her.
Well, what do we do now? Wait, actually, sorry.
Do you want in on this?
Wait, no. Of course. Sorry. Wait, no. Like Claire talking. Sam told us that Nova's true murderer was in the Rodriguez household, so everyone knows this.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
The storm continues to rage outside. Meanwhile, the three of you take a brief respite amongst the destroyed remains of Kia's furniture.
Kia, was your house always like this? I feel like probably not.
From time to time, I just like to redecorate. I feel like to really get in touch with one's feelings and the world around them. That from time to time we need to be reinvigorated, rejuvenated, and just refreshed. So there's been a lot happening these last few days, and just look outside. Really out with the old and in with the new.
Kia looks over at a picture of Kai and Kia with like a crack going down the center, like between the two of them. I suppose you're right, Kia.
I don't know, Deborah. I mean, you've been doing a good job by yourself, right? You know, ever since what was his name?
Rex.
Yeah. Ever since he passed away, you've been holding down the fort.
I mean, I can't say it's been easy, you know. Zog and Glob are a handful and require so much of my attention. But yeah, we've managed. We've certainly managed. I take a sip of my whiskey.
So Vivian, I know it's been a couple years since you and your ex-husband broke up, but you've been doing fine too. I mean, you're so strong.
Well, I mean, I was served with divorce papers quite a few years ago. I mean, it's really just been me and Char for the last 5 years. I mean, Lionel, my ex, he had a hard time. He had a hard time with a strong woman. Stronger than him. And that was hard for his Orcish pride. But, you know, I think me and Char, we've done really well just by ourselves. One might even think it was for the best.
Exactly. Orcish men are trash, and they should be taken out just like the rest of the garbage.
Hear, hear. Vivian downs the rest of her drink.
Deb just sort of silently sips.
Men suck. So what do we do now?
We kill all men in the neighborhood. Okay, I mean, nobody, and I mean nobody, messes with Zog and Glob. So I don't know about you ladies, but I'm marching down to the Rodriguez's house and, well, let's just say things aren't going to be the same afterwards.
I mean, like, it did sound, based on what we heard from Sam the Genie, that's where we need to go.
There's nowhere to go but forward.
The three of you can short rest if you guys want to.
Yes, doing that now.
I'm sure I'm angry, but also, like, a little bit tipsy, so maybe we should take a nap.
All right, quick nap. But then after that, it's going to be a bloodbath. I mean, we're going to complain. I, look to the side. Yep, Deborah's stab wound suddenly disappear. Somehow. Through the power of napping.
Can't be underestimated.
All right, the three of you short rest. What do you guys do next?
I'm not going to let Zog and Glob's minds get poisoned anymore. I don't know about you ladies, but I'm going to put a stop to this. And I unsheath my dagger +1.
I rev up my weed whacker.
I flinch a little bit at the loudness of it.
Kia looks around and takes stock of her pretty thoroughly messed up house and just mutters, "There's nothing left for me here. The only way is forward, just like it always has been."
Sorry, what was that, Kia?
Let's head out.
Okay. And Deb opens the door.
Girl power! Yeah!
We're just like, fuck man, as we run out.
The three of you head out into the rain. We see a very dramatic shot of Deborah in front with Kia and Vivian sort of like in this triangle formation. The wind is blowing at your clothes and you guys are just marching through it.
We should have brought a umbrella.
We see a close-up of Deborah, a look of determination on her face. A close-up of Kia, looking a little bit unsure. And then we see a close-up of Vivian, who is starting to get the shakes. And the three of you head towards the Rodriguez's house.
All right, then what happens? Kidding. All right.
Dong, dong, dong!
Hey everyone, this is Joey, your moderately adequate dungeon master. Thanks for listening to this episode of Desperate Orcish Housewives. Join us next time for the final conclusion of this longer than expected bonus arc, and as Deborah, Vivian, and Kia have their friendship tested.